Alright, Soviet Mudkips. This is my specialty. Let's get going. Okay, here's your 2 points, P1 and P2, with coordinates as follows. Now, we're going to call the line between these 2 points P sub 1, P sub 2, with a little line over it. That's just handy notation. Now, the secret to this question is to figure out the equation of this line L, where L is the line that intersects the midpoint of P1, P2, and is perpendicular to the line P1, P2. So, in order to figure that out, first we're going to calculate P3. P3 is the midpoint of P1, P2, and we can simply find that by taking the averages of the x coordinates and the averages of the y coordinates, and that's our ordered pair P3 with given coordinates x sub 3 comma y sub 3. Now, we need to solve for the line L, so we already have this point, and we actually already know the slope too, so we take the slope of this line P sub 1, P sub 2, which we calculate here to be m. L has a slope that is the negative reciprocal of this little m, so we're going to call big M the slope of L. So L has slope big M, which is negative 1 over little m, and little m is right here. Now, all we need to do to figure out the equation for L is to just plug it into the slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So our m is big M, and we're going to solve for b. So we use the points x comma 3 and y comma 3, and we substitute and we solve. So I skipped the algebra. All you really do is you subtract the mx over from here, put it to here. So b, the y-intercept of line L, is just y sub 3 minus big M times x sub 3. Okay? Okay, so now we have our line L. L goes through the midpoint of the line P1, P2, which is P3. Also, L is perpendicular to P1, P2, the line P1, P2. Now, we solved for L in our last frame, and we know what M is, and we know what B is. So now we just pick O. O is going to be the center of your circle. This is where the fact that there's an infinite number of arcs between P1 and P2 comes from. Because if we can pick any point on this line, that means we have a new circle for every point O we picked. So just pick an X, and then compute what Y will equal using our formula for L. So I'm just going to call this arbitrary point X comma 0, or X sub 0 comma Y sub 0. Now, the radius of your circle, which we're going to call C, is nothing more than the distance formula from O to P2 or O to P1. It doesn't matter. I won't tell you why. It's not a big deal. But all you need to know is that the value of the radius of the circle is going to be equal to this. So use the distance formula with x sub 0 and y sub 1, or x sub 0 and x sub 1, and y sub 0 and y sub 1. Now, that's going to be your R. Now the circle, this whole circle, is going to be defined by the formula this x minus x sub 0 squared plus y minus y sub 0 squared equals r squared. Basic formula, x squared plus y squared equals r squared. Now these x are just all of the values that make this true. That's basic circle stuff. Now your arc, the one that you want, is going to be the values of x and y such that x is between x1, which is going to be the x value of this guy, and x2, which is going to be this guy. Your y value is just between y sub 1 and y sub 2. Okay? I hope you understand that.